So I've had this idea floating in my mind about failure, but more so the successes of failure. When you try and do something for the first time, or even something common, something that you do all the time, you generally go into it with the idea that you're going to succeed. You have the outcome already predetermined. You know what you want to achieve. And sure, most of the time, especially if it's something common, you probably will succeed in what you want to do. But there are times that you won't. Times where you try something different, something new, where you'll fail more often than not. But is this necessarily a failure in the sense of not having achieved something at all? I would say no. Think about it this way. The first time you try something, although you can plan, although you can try and prepare as best you can, the outcome is not assured. You've never actually done this thing for yourself. You don't have the experience in this field. Yet you do it anyway. If you succeed the first time, perfect. Call it luck, call it skill, call it preparation. But if you fail, you don't necessarily stop doing that. You don't necessarily stop trying to achieve that goal. You go back at it again. But on the other hand, there are also instances where you might try something for the first time, or you might try something new or different. And at the first sign of failure, instead of going back to the drawing board, re-preparing and trying again, you end up getting demotivated. You end up stopping doing this thing ever again. For example, the first time someone tries to ride a skateboard or roller skate, it's quite a difficult skill. It doesn't really compare to bike riding, but it is similar in a way. But the cost of failing with riding a skateboard, for example, is that you fall, you hurt yourself. And that hurt, that consequence, that risk, that failure from skateboarding is what deters a lot of people from trying it again. And you might ask this person in the future, or when this topic comes up in conversation later on in their life, they'll go, oh no, that's not for me. I don't like it at all. But it's not so much that they don't like it, but it's more so that one failure is what caused them to have this mindset. So what I propose is, when you go into trying something new, although adopting the mindset that you will succeed and having that predetermined outcome in your mind can help you achieve that goal, be aware of the fact that failure is possible. Matter of fact, welcome it. Because if you do, when failure does eventually occur, you won't be shocked, you won't be surprised, you won't be thrown off. Rather, you'll be ready for the consequences, and you'll be ready to reflect, try again, and succeed the next time. In history, the biggest advancements in society, or the most impactful, let's say, have actually been from failures or accidents. Take cheese, for instance. How do you think cheese was made? Do you think the first person went to, milk a cow, get the milk, and cheese was just there? No, that wasn't it. They didn't know how to make cheese. They didn't know what cheese even was. You look it up, some sources suggest that it was purely an episode of someone improperly storing the milk on their journey to wherever they were going. But whatever the accident was, whatever the incident or the events that led up to this situation were, the outcome was that cheese was created. And in today's society, in our current lives, it's one of the biggest, most consumed foods out there. And, personally, I love it. It's delicious, right? But had this person not failed at storing their milk, we would never have got it in the first place. And they didn't go into it with the idea of, I'm going to accidentally, or I'm going to mess up storing this milk with the aim of getting cheese. No, they went into it with the idea of succeeding at storing their milk. But the consequence in this case was positive, and they learned from it. And they advanced that skill, or they advanced that idea. So next time they said, okay, I've stored this milk, didn't work, but instead I've got curds, I've got whey. What can I do with this? It's edible. Don't have to drink it anymore. So that's an example of that. In closing, the next time you embark upon a new adventure, embark upon a new skill, try doing something a different way, think about the consequence of failing and just be aware of it. But don't let that stop you from trying in the first place. Don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do. Rather, if you try and you don't succeed, know that this was a high possibility. This was the reality. Reflect, understand what's happened, learn from it, and try again. And in this way, you'll eventually grow, and the next time, reduce the chance of this failure occurring again. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.